Good morning again. This is Dr. Bill White, and I'm going to talk to you today about orthodontics and how I came to believing what I had seen. And I know I have videos on this, but you can go back. I just want to tie all of this together. But my wife and I went to Africa with 3 kids, and I operated 2 dental clinics there. And the first one was in a Baden, and we had a practice. We worked on the people out in the bush, and then also the high up people in the city of Baden came to us. But anyway, one of the schools out of Baden, not too far, wanted me to come out with the staff and check the kids' teeth in that school. Any of them had ever been to a dentist. There was only myself and an African dentist that I knew in a Baden, city about the size of Dallas. So I know these kids had never seen a dentist, and it was a pretty good sized school. So we went out, and I had the boys set up on the outside out there, and I had trained them to clean teeth, and they cleaned everybody's teeth, and I set up inside, and I did orthodontics and filled all their teeth. Now, I filled every cavity in that whole school, and I only filled 12 cavities. But I looked at everybody in there, and while I was doing that, I was checking their orthodontic problems, and I found absolutely no orthodontic problem in that school. And that is just unreal. If you did that in a school here in America, about at least half or more of the kids need some type of orthodontics. Now, I got away and thought about it more. I didn't have any pictures to take all of this, but I got to thinking, how could this possibly be that there was not a child in that school that needed orthodontic care? And to me, there are 2 main reasons we need orthodontic care. One of them is the mixture of different people, some of them with a big broad face and some of them with a narrow bone structure marry, and they get the big tooth from one and a narrow face for the other, and you've got a problem there with it. Then the other one is all these things that go wrong with the teeth. And I think that the source of most of this, other than, maybe there's some genetic stuff here mixed in it too. So maybe there are 3 causes of malocclusion here. But I think the main one is the way we start off. And I got to thinking, how could this possibly be? And I watched, and I knew already how these children grow. They live with their mother for about 3 years, and they nurse all the time, or any time they want to. They just slide around. They stay on their back, and they slide around and nurse a tremendous amount of time. And that's different from the way we start our babies. Now, like I've got a great-granddaughter now that's coming on, and she's had a lot of attention and everything, but she's developing a little Class 2 Division 1 problem here with the mouth, and so she has a malocclusion developing, and I think it's because of the lack. Her mother nursed her, but very little, and then give her these special things to suck on and all this, but I don't think anything substitute from real nursing. And so this is what happens when a person is nursing. They have to breathe through their nose, and so if the child comes off nursing a lot, they develop the maxilla and their nasal cavity, and they also develop enzymes and things that give them protection against problems that they have. And I have looked all my life for a person who has just ideal teeth and never had any orthodontics. I never found one completely, and had other dentists helping me. And then it dawned on me, my wife had just perfect teeth. She had never seen an orthodontist, never go to it. She lived out in the Casaccia National Forest, and her and her mother, and when her older sister went to school, there was nobody there. So my wife told me that she actually nursed till she was about 2.5 or maybe 3. She got embarrassed with it, but she has perfect teeth. And still at 88, she's got perfect teeth with no problems, and she breathes. Her airway is open. She has no allergies, and I'm sitting over there with a CPAP and everything trying to breathe. So I feel like nursing is the start of malocclusion. So the kids that don't nurse good, their maxilla doesn't develop good enough. It kind of closes in like this, and so that makes the breathing even harder. So that's more mouth breathing, and then mouth breathing does a whole line of things wrong that goes right on up. I'm going to try to do another video on mouth breathing and other things that happen because we mouth breathe. But I wanted to get across that I feel like this nursing problem is the start of a lot of our malocclusion, and we have this genetic cause, and also the development of big and heavy, broad-faced people marry somebody that's thin-faced, and they have kids that have the big tooth and the small bone. And so this idea that we should never take out teeth is ridiculous. So we do. So I'm going to hush here, and I'll pick up again, and we'll talk about mouth breathing and the many things that it causes. I realize we've got a lot of videos on these things, so I'm going to say goodbye for the day, and we'll come back and go over and start at mouth breathing, and we'll see you then. So thank you for watching. I hope you get something from this. So I'm going to stop here.